The following interview has been pre-recorded to protect myself as well as the interviewee. Any opinions shared by the interviewee may not reflect my opinions. Thank you, and enjoy the interview. Tonight's guest, you know from the Madden community, you know him as a marbler. Please welcome BadAx to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, 2 and 5, I'm doing good, buddy. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. I love that you're in tune with nature. You're pulling like a Ziston right now. I love it.
Yeah, well, it was really the easiest place for me to do it. But yeah, I wanted to do it outside.
Yeah.
My garden's out back. I've talked to my garden about my garden to a lot of these guys, especially the 99p guys. But yeah, I like it outside.
Nice. So, like, right off the bat, I don't know much about, like, your Madden Mobile experience, so why don't you share with all of us? Like, how did you get started? Like, when did you get started? And, yeah. Oh. There we go. We got you back.
My bad.
That's all good.
I played NBA Live Mobile
Mhm.
on and off for 8 years. I think I missed 2 seasons. And it was just, it got so bad that, the community can only hold you into a game that is, you're not feeling for so long,
Yep.
you know? And then especially as you start to lose contact with those people because they're quitting. So yeah, Why So Serious told me I should try Madden because I played console a lot in my 20s, and I was really good. I did local tournaments and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he just got me into Heckin' Impact, and from there I just kept moving up.
Were you in a league with Why So Serious in NBA Live?
I was for a time, but I wasn't at the time. I think I had left. Cheating is so bad in NBA Live. It's hard because I don't like the whole hopping leagues thing and stuff.
You want to find a home and stay.
Well, it was great when we could do multiple league versus league a day because, I could get 12 tournaments in a day and get a lot of practice. But that was when I had even less of a life and doing all that kind of stuff.
So if Why So Serious, he started about 2 years ago, so you're fairly new then. You're probably Madden Mobile 22 is when you started?
9 months.
Oh, 9 months. So it's been just this year for you.
Right.
So this is always a unique perspective because, like, I've talked to people who have been, like, playing since the very first version of the app, and like, they kind of get jaded by some of the changes. Like, for you, like, you're coming into this brand new. Like, I know that you probably heard stories about the auction house and this and that, but, like, your perspective on how the game is probably going to be much different than someone who is nostalgic to, like, the olden days.
Yeah, I really think so too, especially because N-Bomb and MM is not that big. It's really not that different.
Yep.
There are small similarities, or large similarities, and then small differences. But it's like all the small differences are the things that should be the same. The things N-Bomb is getting right. Madden Mobile needs to, pick up on those things, just like what they started doing with letting you use players in events. You're going to be playing 2400 defense or something like that, so you can't really get a good test of the player, but it's much better than not getting to use them at all.
Yep, that's a good point.
Been doing forever. They still have the auction house as far as I know, but the auction house, I kept the 100 million coins on NBA Live Mobile just because I was so good in the auction house, and it's not about being good, it's just about putting a lot of time into it.
Which is how the Madden Mobile guys used to when we had the auction house. It would just kind of sit there, refresh, snipe, and turn it around.
Right, and even NBA Live would get these cards. They called them hot cards. All of a sudden, like 125 them would drop for like say 3K, and then within an hour you could sell them all for 100K. And it was just the way they designed the auction house. But yeah, I wasn't trying to get that much into NBA Live Mobile, but there are some things they really could take from that.
Yep. So why don't you tell me about how you got involved in the community? So like I know like, Why So Serious. I knew him from modding for Evenflow. Was like Evenflow your first foray into like Twitch, or did you find another streamer first?
Well, I was already watching streams from NBA Live, so of course Evenflow, uh, and then that's just what I did on NBA Live. Watch the streams to
Watch
try to
that
win
like
giveaways.
Rising Phoenix over on YouTube.
Exactly.
Yep.
And well, yeah, oh yeah, and also like I just watched them all like I did on Embalm, and uh, because once Why So Serious got me into Impact, I just I was moving up really fast, especially when I went from a phone to a tablet because
Yep.
I can't play on a phone. My tablet won't record, so I switched back to my phone a couple weeks ago, and we were in Hall of Fame, and it was my worst week ever.
Oh, see.
Switched back to my tablet and got 4 straight 3 scores.
Yeah, it's so like I've dabbled in like using my iPad for drives. Like I have a separate account linked to that, and like I don't have like an iPad Air, like an iPad Mini. Like I feel like for handheld, that's probably ideal. Like this iPad is too big. Like that's why I end up using a controller for it. Like my hands, like I like to think I have normal size hands, but it's just it doesn't work for me.
I wish we could. You said you used a controller. I would like to try a controller, but I played Embalm on I think it was 10.7-inch iPad Pro in an OtterBox that felt like it weighed 10 pounds. For real, over 8 years, I think it gave me carpal tunnel.
Oh, jeez.
Holding that.
Yeah, probably like an unusual like angle, like compared to like a controller that's
Right.
kind of like made for like being played for a long period of time.
Right, but when I'm playing Madden Mobile, the bigger the better.
Yeah,
I like them big.
fair enough. Like to segue a little bit, like I always point out, like when I'm going through the leaderboard, I like to see like where you are and like marbles. Like, how did you get involved in that? Because like I remember you had messaged me maybe like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, maybe like just like hey, like what marble streamers do you recommend? And it seems like you've taken like the bull by the horns and you've gone like all in on marbling.
Well, I had mainly because at first, I've only grinded 2 seasons.
Okay.
The first season, I got first place the first day, and because of just like a 12K BR win at Tony's, and I was first place for like a good little while that day, so it made me want to grind that season, and because it's something I can do at work.
Yep.
Really,
Right,
like,
you type exclamation point play, and then you're pretty much just watching.
and you saw how I do in 6. I can do 6 streams in
Yep.
one, but it's just it. I've kind of moved on from that part of my life. Not moved on from marbles. Just no heavy grinding.
Got it.
For a good bit. I'm going to be really busy the next few months.
So is it just like the gem run and then you're good, or like is it just you'll do it when you can do it?
Whatever I get,
Yep.
I say I'm grinding a lot less, but I'll probably have, like Boom said in the stream the other day, I'll probably might have 20 or 2,000 races by the end of the season or something, but that's pretty much just dropping at Tony's. And yeah, I just marbles. Next to me with marbles will probably be track building, because
Yeah, it's a lot of
that
fun.
looks like the coolest part of marbles.
Yeah, it's so, and like I had brought up like my motivations. I'm not sure if you were in the community at that time, but like I used to love like Roller Coaster Tycoon and like Sim City and stuff like that, and it's like the creating aspect is like the most exciting part for me, is being able to do stuff like that. And the nice thing about this is it's very much like Roller Coaster Tycoon in the sense that like there's physics involved. So like Roller Coaster Tycoon, like you make a loop and you don't have the momentum, you're not, your people are gonna die. So but like the stakes aren't as high in marbles, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
uh
I'm gonna as soon as it's probably gonna be a couple months, but I'm gonna start trying to build me some tracks.
Yeah. So like let's pivot back to Madden quick. So like you said that you started in 99 heck in Impact, and now you've worked your way up. Are you in Legends now? Are you in 99 Problems?
Now I went from Legends to Solutions to 99 Problems in 3 months.
Oh, good for you.
My first week 99p, I only had one drop. It was a shortened week. That something came up. It was something to do with when we skipped an LVL one day. I forget what
Yeah,
happened.
like it never spun or something like that. Like, or it never matched.
Yeah, something was to do with an update or something. I can't remember. But so after that, I still did really good for a few weeks or a few months, and then I just, you know, my game is all about confidence.
Mm.
If I'm confident, even in Hall of Fame, I don't think the best defenses can keep me from three scoring. I struggle on twos, but when I have my confidence, my go-to plays, I just don't feel like they can be stopped. And of course, I am. I've been playing 9 months now. I have a long way to go. Embalm after 9 months, I
Hmm.
probably wasn't in a top 50 or top 100 league, and yeah, I just
So what have you liked about like Madden Mobile 23 thus far? So like you're coming into it completely blind to anything that happened in like previous seasons. What have you been enjoying, and what haven't you been enjoying?
well, everything at first I loved it,
Yeah.
just because it was Madden and it was different. But what I've uh it's harder to find things I like than things I don't like. I love the community, which really has nothing to do with Madden Mobile 23.
Yep.
But of course, the community's great. I did like a few promos. I'm kind of digging this one, and I preferably don't like the cookie cutter promos
Right.
that I've seen from Madden and Embalm. So many people complain when you get a new format, promo format, and if they have to spend 3 minutes and thinking about all the different resources, they don't want it.
Yep.
So
That's the nice thing. Like this promo, like you have like the prize board, and like the prize board can be like
right,
drastically expanded upon, and I'm sure that that will inevitably happen. But like, it's, uh, I think the community would give the devs a pass if like there were two or three promos that kind of were like the same, but like we kind of had two different formats for the majority of the year. There was like the Gridiron Guardians format, and then there was like the other one. So it was, yeah, I think that having new formats has been like a welcome change this summer.
right, and I hope to see more skill based challenges like point attack
Yep.
and stuff like that. I think the passing, you really can see who the most skilled are as far as hitting the targets and passing attack. Rushing, I think, needs to be tweaked. It's I don't know. It's who can do the craziest zigzagging cuts.
Yeah. So like you had brought up like NBA, with Madden. Are you very like leaderboard focused? Like you need something to strive for. Like I would imagine that probably like unlimited arena for someone like you maybe isn't as rewarding because there's no there's nothing to strive for other than weights.
And even A4 is too easy.
Yeah.
It's if I don't feel like I'm getting practice, that's why I started making my daily arena, which I usually am in A1 or Hall of Fame. But when when I started, I started using the same play over and over in daily arena. That way, for that 20 or 30 minutes of my day, I'm actually getting something out of it instead of just busy work.
Yep.
If you run the same play over and over and over and over and over, they're going to start giving you the very best defenses for that play. And
you'll inevitably get like the crash blitz, like if you just keep running up the middle, or if you're doing power sweep to the outside, everyone's going to crash that way.
I like to do angle, tight end angle. There's at least what A1 brings up. There's no plays. I ran it 3 drives straight, and no plays that one gave me a little trouble. But once I saw what to do, it was the DE contain man. Once I saw what to do with that, none of the plays they were picking gave me trouble. So that's what I do on daily now. I just, but I hope they get rid of that because it is busy work. I don't want busy work for a game.
Yeah. So let's say that like Unlimited Arena would have leaderboards. Would that be something that would intrigue you? If there was like a weekly leaderboard in Arena.
It sure would help, but unless the number 1 gets 1,000,000 something and number 2 gets 10,000.
Yeah.
Then no.
It's the incentivizing of like making sure that the opportunity cost is there to making sure that your time is worthwhile.
Right.
It totally makes sense. So like that's a nice segue to like what do you hope to see in Madden Mobile 24? So like by the time that this airs, we'll have one reveal. It'll just be the art reveal, so it shouldn't be too groundbreaking. But what do you hope to see beyond that in the game in 24?
Number 1 is the overall to be fixed.
Okay.
Just like Embalm, the way every league does ladders, at least that I know of in Madden Mobile compared to Embalm, is so different. Because Embalm, over the years, we figured out if you're hitting too high up or too low, it's like you're hitting a plus 50, plus 50 offensive overall compared to your defense.
Yep.
And I just wish they would really work on the overall, because I know they can fix it because they had it fixed those 2 weeks of super fast defenders.
So you want it to be more difficult when you're at a disadvantage, or like see like a wider swing in like how players perform on field.
If I don't want me playing even overall to be 10 times easier than me playing minus 12%.
Okay. That makes sense.
That is a huge issue right now.
Yeah.
And it gives certain leagues, and Jiggly and several people laugh at me using nerf or reverse nerf. I don't call it that. I call it broken ER or broken AI.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they would laugh at me, but there's no doubt in my mind. I've been playing EA games for too long. Overall is definitely messed up. So what playing minus or plus 12% is probably twice as hard as playing even. in the Hall of Fame.
Interesting. And like I haven't, like obviously I took like a competitive break. I haven't been in Hall of Fame since like February-ish. So like my mind's just not as vivid on what was taking place like those like weeks that my league would be in Hall of Fame. So that's good to know. What else? Is there anything else that you'd like to see in 24?
No weights, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They're carrying them over. I would rather coins not have been carried over. You know, it really, they never did that on Embalm. Just players and Madden Cash. It really makes me think, I don't know, somebody that has a whole lot stashed, have been hoarding the weights and coins. I don't know. Maybe they've got a lot of pull or something.
Well, it's interesting because like I've talked to a couple people who have like obscene amount of coins, and I was like, "How have you done that?" And it was the league store that they would just buy like the league store offers just in case they ever needed coins. And like I never even considered like I'd use the league store for weights because I was always short weights. Like coins, I could get to 10% each week, but I was running pretty lean. I never considered that. Also use the league store for those offers for coins as well.
Oh yeah, if you have it, spend that 1,000 MC a day. Even spend that 200 on TP. If you're in Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
that's the best deal we get on the game. That's consistent.
Cool. So we have reached the rapid fire round. 10 questions. It can be answered with a word or a sentence. Unless it's really juicy, I will just move on. So, question 1: what's your perfect sandwich?
Oh man, and I love sandwiches. Mine would probably be like a BLT or something.
Okay, go with the BLT. I dig it.
BLT.
So this one's extremely important. Which EA content creator was most likely a cheerleader in high school?
Okay. The content creators now are just all the same streamers?
Yep. Yeah, just anyone who's official.
Okay, repeat it one more time.
Sure. Who would most likely be a cheerleader in high school? Lotus. I can see that.
Hands down. Yeah.
I lost your camera too.
Yeah. Doing that. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay. Cool. Number 3. What's your favorite TV show of all time?
Oh, this is another hard one. A TV show would probably either have to be... I absolutely love Norseman.
Okay.
I've been trying to get some 99 guys to watch it, and Tony, and I think Tony's finally watching it. It's a show on Netflix that looks to be like a super legit like Viking, history drama show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's complete nonsense. And it's just so funny. It's 2 or 3 seasons, and I can watch them every month or 2.
Yeah.
And enjoy it just as much.
Oh,
that wouldn't be my favorite, but off the top of my head, I do love it.
Well, there we go. And you're also giving a recommendation to everyone, too, so that's outstanding, so check it out. Number 4, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Probably... Probably like time travel.
Okay. Is there a certain era that you'd want to travel back in time to, or in the future even?
Oh yeah, many. Yeah, there's no way I could just... I would like to go back and see the Wild West.
Yeah.
Like, see what it was like, and go back to Jesus' time and just
Yeah. That's kind of why I like Back to the Future 3 isn't the best of the 3, but I like that one because it's like current people in like the Wild West. Like, 'cause I always thought that would be fun. Like, I'd love to check out like Tombstone or some other like city that has like reenactments and has kept it like historically similar to what it used to be like.
Right.
Next question: what actor would play you in a movie?
I would have to say, like, I may be too young for Clooney because I'm not quite.
I could see a Clooney look for you, though. I could see that.
Yeah, Clooney, or maybe like uh what's his name? Hardy, Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he can play anybody.
Yeah,
And
so he
he's one of
goes
my
from being
favorites.
Bane to whatever that one was with the Brothers one from Prohibition era.
Uh, where he was his twin
Yeah,
brother. Yeah, that was great.
yeah, it was a good movie. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but yeah,
Something to do with yeah, I don't remember
yeah.
either.
So next question: beach or mountains?
Ooh. Well, I lived in Nashville my whole life
Mhm.
and just moved out east a little bit towards the mountains about a year ago. And that's tough. I would like go back and forth.
Yeah,
Beach one year, I've never been to the mountains other than like around Chattanooga, like Lookout Mountain, or we've got a few, or we've got a lot. I'm kind of at the foothills now, but yeah, I would love to go to the mountains.
and like Eastern Tennessee, that's like the Smoky Mountains, right?
Right,
That's the one
right.
there. Okay, yeah. I had gone to Asheville, North Carolina for a couple days, and made a stop and checked them out on whatever that is. What is that? Like Interstate 81, I think, that runs down there to I-40.
No clue.
Fair enough. Do you have nightmares that you're in a marbles track and you're running from a giant marble like Indiana Jones?
I wish I could say yeah and have some. No,
Well,
I don't think I've ever dreamed about
well,
marbles.
that's good because so you're not like totally like enthralled in it. So like that was like a gut check just to make sure. So we're good there.
And I love marbles in the community, but let's be real. A lot of marbles for too long a period of time, back to back to back to back, it gets,
It gets boring. Yeah.
definitely gets boring. And, you know, there may be a lot of my marbles friends watching right now, and I don't want to act like I never liked marbles. I still love marbles, but I love it for different reasons than the actual game it is.
Yeah, yeah, and like I totally get that. Like last summer, I was heavily involved in the marbles community, and that was primarily to see how they did their streams, how they interacted with their community to better myself. But like I did spend like 3 months, 1,000+ races for 3 months, but like it got to like a burnout like a period for me where it was too much. 1,000 races was too much for me over 3 months. So like I had to pump the brakes a little bit on that.
Right. I was doing 1,000 a day easy
Whew.
for those.
Yeah.
But this is, I pretty much was grinding to prove to myself that I could get more points than most of these people in 4 hours of my grinding than when they drive 12 hours or grind 12 hours.
Yep.
And when I figured out I could do that, get points in much shorter time, just because they're scared of the energy system. Yeah, that made it fun for a little while, and then I got tired of that. When things get too easy,
It's time to find the next
lose
challenge.
lose interest in them. Yeah,
Yep. Do you believe in aliens?
100%.
I would agree with that, especially with a lot of the news that has been coming out lately. That the government has apparently been privy to a lot of this.
News should have a mandatory anytime someone says news, because
Yeah,
news
it depends
is-
on the source, right? You
well,
can't lump
and
it
they
all in.
all they all have an agenda.
Yeah. What's so like you had sent me a bunch of songs a couple weeks ago, but like, what's your favorite band or artist?
I knew these questions were coming, and it's so hard.
Yeah. Like I'm a big music guy, so like I love asking this question. I used to only ask it to a few people. Now I ask it to everyone.
Well, so I lived in Music City
Yep.
for 35 years. Uh, do not like country. I like old country. I don't like new pop country.
Interesting. Oh, like I'm kind of the opposite. Like I don't really like the twangy country. I kind of like the new, like it's almost like rock blues country that like we get with like Jason Aldean and stuff like that.
Well, some of that's okay.
Yeah.
Some of it's okay, but I'll show you some later of what I'm talking about, and I think you'll really dig it.
Yeah.
But um, 90s, early 2000s, No Limit, Boom. I think Patty said The Art of War. Uh, That's a really good one. I don't want to steal his. Mine would have to be Bone East 1999 or Ghetto D
Okay.
from SP. Both
Okay.
of those albums, the whole thing.
Like this has made me realize like you and Patty have made me realize I need to dabble more into them because like I was very limited. Like I remember they had like a song on I think like the Batman and Robin soundtrack, and then like it was like whatever radio singles. But I think I need to actually like listen to like the whole albums and check them out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Cool. And last question, I ask this to everyone: give a shout out to someone in the community. And I know that we had talked earlier. Like if you have more than one person that you want to, by all means,
Right.
feel free.
Well, yeah, this one's hard for me because I've been I've only been here like 9 months,
Mm-hmm.
and off the rip, the whole 99p community was just I couldn't believe it how well the just the like the Discord server alone, how it's set up, um, just they are so accepting, and I have a hard time um, trusting people when I join new groups
Yeah.
or and I hate that, but I'm sure there are reasons I'm like that, but
Well, and the nice thing, and like I've brought this up with like the league systems that attend streams and are active in the community. It's almost like the whole like be friends with someone before you get into a relationship with them. It's kind of the same thing. Is that like people who attend streams and people who are active in like Discord and this and that, you get to know them before making a commitment to them, as opposed to joining a league blindly and now you're kind of stuck with
right,
them for a little bit.
right.
Cool.
But
Was there anything else you wanted to touch on there?
oh yeah, I needed to shout out a few.
Sure.
So they were absolutely great to me. I did make it to 99p in 6 months. I had that one drop, and then I just slowly got less consistent, and it got to my head. And that's the worst thing you can do on Madden Mobile is get your head when especially when you're failing because you're changing your game a little bit, going from 99s to 99p, my game changed quite a bit. And I think I changed it too much, and I was also too hung up on which 99p league I was in.
Yeah.
I don't care, I love them all. Uh, I just want to do the best I can every day and help our league win.
And like I see that.
Oz,
Yeah.
Oz. Every time that I'm got to complain about something, I always hit up Oz, and he.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Oh, I love him, and he will. You know, usually talk me down or tell me I'm just straight up being a crybaby loser. Same with Fred. Fred really helps me in a huge variety of ways. Jiggly, Um, Jiggly really helps me with my confidence and stuff. Same with Hogs. They both have watched me do my drives. And then last but not least is MD Magic Derivative. He has been helping me learn since I was in Impact,
Mm-hmm.
and I still use the 2 pointer he taught me. But yeah, mostly those guys. Everyone in 99S, I absolutely love. We just lost Sutton to Legends, but that's okay. I
That's
just
awesome though
really
that you
like.
have like people that could take you under your wing, especially as someone who didn't play at all. Like this is like brand new, so like you were going into it without having years of, I don't know, like plays that like shakes that have always been in the game. Like people by now know like the timing and like the reads of that. So like you were going into everything brand new.
Right, but I don't know if it's where I played on console or I'm just good at these mobile sports games. But yeah, the that kind of stuff isn't what takes me a while. What I struggle with is just consistency.
Yep. Well,
I have
and
1 day a week I blow up. It seems like, and I've got to stop that.
yeah, like the one thing I was going to bring up before we adjourn because we're almost at time is you had brought up like you were very concerned about like what league you were in and you kind of got fixated on that. Like I've seen other people similar to that, but like inevitably like you get to a point where you're just happy where you're at, like regardless what league. And like I've seen so many people who are like they start the bottom league and it's like, oh, I need to move up, I need to move up, and at the end of the day, like if you're in a good league system, like it'll inevitably work out. It may not be at like the time that you want it to, but inevitably it'll work out because the people who are making the decisions will recognize like greatness.
About 3 months ago, when they offered me to try in 99p, I told them, I can't say no and turn down the opportunity, but my brain is telling me to
Yeah.
because I'm not ready. Even though I killed it my first 3 weeks there, because I had my little routine down, you know, I can't say enough about routine in your drives.
Yep.
You get a routine down that builds confidence, you know. But where was I going?
Oh, like talking about like you had said that you were that you didn't told them that your brain that you didn't want to move up.
Oh, right, because at that point I knew nothing about defensive plays. I just knew I had so much more to learn because like so many of my routes on pass plays, it's one or two options, and then it's either me scrambling or trying to force it into one of them two.
Yep.
I need to learn all my. But yeah, that was why I felt like I wasn't ready. But of course, I went anyway and did good for a few months. And I think I'll make it back one day if I want to play that serious again.
Yeah. Right, because playing in Hall of Fame takes like a level of commitment that some people have and some people don't.
I'm good with all that. It's just like the live countering.
Yep.
Sometimes I just can't.
Yeah. Yep. I totally get it. We are at time, so like, thank you so much. Like, I really appreciated this conversation. It was really great to get to know you. Because you've been heavily involved in like, especially like my stream. Like, you attend every one of them, and we talk through DMs and this and that. But like, it's nice to finally be able to chat.
Same to you, 215. It's been real surreal, to say the least. I am glad we went ahead and did it today instead of Friday. But yeah, I really appreciate you having me, and thanks again to all the 99p guys that have supported me, maybe even when you shouldn't have. Like, maybe if I said something to Freddie when I got promoted.
That's a story for another time that I would love to hear. But thank you for coming out. You have yourself a wonderful night.
You too, 215. Thank you, buddy.
That was BadAx. Now, a quick message.